handstand push-ups. No mat this time, so they've got to go all the way to the floor. They don't get the advantage of having a mat to rest their head on. They're going to go all the way to the floor. 30 handstand push-ups, sled drag of 90 pounds down the field of play and back again, and then 30 pull-ups. So we've got a triplet, 3 different movements. Sometimes, Miles, you know, looking on paper, you see a workout that involves only 2 movements, which we call a couplet, or 3 movements, which we call a triplet. They're a little deceptive because they don't seem that bad on paper.
This easy when we think about it. When we actually do it, it's a hell of a job. One thing to note, these athletes earlier this morning had to finish the workout Nancy. So their shoulders are tired, their bodies are fatigued. They've got to perform one more workout, less than 9 minutes, that's it. They're gonna work as hard as they can now.
And they are off. Heels are on the plexiglass wall, heads are on the ground, and several ladies using a kip. How does that give them an advantage?
The kip is gonna help with producing energy from the hips. As long as they lock their elbows out at the top, their head touches the ground at the bottom. When they lock their elbows out at the top, their heels have to maintain in contact with the wall, and that's it. That's all the judges are looking for. Each athlete has a judge staring them down, judging them at every movement, making sure they withhold those standards.
And right now your leader is Kawaguchi in lane number, Kawaguchi is in, let me find the right lane. She's in lane number 4. Keep your eye on Kawaguchi in lane number 4. And she is off. She made short work of 30 handstand push-ups. And Jennifer Kawaguchi in lane number 4 is starting in on her sled drag. She's got 90 pounds on that sled, and it's on grass. There's a difference between that and concrete, Miles.
So Jennifer Kawaguchi, 120 pounds. That sled doesn't weigh much less than her. She's dragging herself across that field. The actual surface of the field is grass, which makes things a lot more difficult with that sled.
So Jennifer Kawaguchi completed 30 handstand push-ups in 45 seconds, establishing the lead early on. Now she's opening up that lead on the sled drag. We're going to see if any of the other competitors can close in on that gap. And Jennifer Kawaguchi trying to maintain that lead, but it looks like she's slowing down, maybe even faltering a little bit, and we're seeing that gap get eaten up just a little bit.
Well, this part of the workout's going to be harder for somebody that's lighter, but the 2 elements, the very beginning, the very end, the handstand push-ups and the pull-ups, they're going to be easier for somebody who's lighter. So you might see some changes in position, but once she gets to those pull-ups, no doubt she's going to crush those.
Jennifer Kawaguchi crossing the halfway mark of the sled drag, and Amy Mandelbaum right next to her in the very next lane, lane number 5, crosses her halfway point in the sled drag. So these ladies are almost, virtually they are neck and neck, starting in on the second portion of the sled drag, virtually at the same time. Jennifer Kawaguchi gets a slight lead, but if Amy can maintain the same pace on the second half of the sled drag that she had during the first half, then she will pass Jennifer Kawaguchi. And it looks like she's doing that right now.
Yeah, the sled is no problem for her.
Leaning into it. She's got both arms through the shoulder straps and just surging ahead with that 90 pounds on the sled. Jennifer Kawaguchi made short work. If she's as efficient on pull-ups as she was on handstand push-ups, then if she sticks to her game plan, she can't get too rattled by starting the pull-ups behind Amy. If she can maintain the same pace on relatively on the pull-ups that she did on the handstand push-ups, she can still take first in this heat.
She knows her game. She knows that the sled was going to be hard. She's going to get to those pull-ups, and we're going to see some big things out of her.
She can't take too much of a break right now, though, because she could not only see the lead slip away, but also some of the other competitors could potentially pass her. So this is Amy Mandelbaum in lane number 5, 90 pounds on the sled, closing in on the final portions of the sled drag. In second place, Jennifer Kawaguchi. In third place, Cindy Briggs in lane number 3. But keep your eye on Amy Mandelbaum. We'll see how she does on the final 30 pull-ups of this workout. And it looks like Jennifer Kawaguchi is getting passed up by Cindy Briggs. Cindy Briggs now moving into second place. So coming on strong here in the final portions of the sled drag.
What we're probably going to see a lot of is the use of the butterfly kip on this next heat. The athletes at this position are probably going to aim for that butterfly kip to get these done as fast as they can.
Amy Mandelbaum in first place, starting in on 30 pull-ups. And she already has Cindy Briggs jumped right on the pull-up bar. Cindy Briggs in lane number 3 now has 7 reps completed. Amy Mandelbaum has 7 reps completed. So it looks like Cindy Briggs right now and Amy Mandelbaum are tied at 10. Both ladies 10 reps. This could be another race right down to the finish.
Well, don't put out Kawaguchi yet. She hasn't even gotten to the bar. We know she's a bodyweight specialist. She can get up there and get some work done.
Amy Mandelbaum using that butterfly technique. How does that help her?
You know, that technique is a great technique. It's oftentimes difficult to master, but once you get it, it sure is more efficient. Same standard. She's elbow lock out at the bottom, chin over the bar.
Amy Mandelbaum has 22 reps completed. Cindy Briggs has 21. They're within a rep of each other. These ladies are pushing it hard right down to the final portion of this workout. 5 minutes and 25 seconds into the workout, a 9-minute time cap. And Amy Mandelbaum now has 30 reps. She will complete this workout in first place for heat number 1 of the women's 45 to 49 age division. That is your winner, Amy Mandelbaum. She did not complete the handstand push-ups first, but she did pass Jennifer Kawaguchi on the sled pull and maintain that lead throughout the 30 pull-ups. So first place, Amy Mandelbaum. Second place was Trisha Boperthy. Amy Mandelbaum now establishes the time to beat, 5 minutes, 37 seconds. This is heat number 1. We do have another heat coming up. There was your early leader, Jennifer Kawaguchi, who jumped out quick on those handstand push-ups, really maintained the lead all the way down the field with the first part of the sled drag, but got passed on the second portion of the sled drag.
No doubt the next heat has seen that and they know what to expect. So they're strategizing a little bit differently, knowing that that sled is going to take a lot of effort.
I love that they put that sled drag in this workout. It's an entirely different component that a lot of people around the world are not used to using when they're trying to train and establish their fitness level.
Yeah, over 100 pounds of weight dragging across the grass, that takes every ounce of effort you can. So different component.
The first and last movement of this workout, the handstand push-ups, the pull-ups, are movements that most of these athletes in their training, they do on a weekly, if not daily basis. However, as we mentioned, not everybody's doing sled drags weekly.
Yeah, the bodyweight movements, the handstand push-ups, the pull-ups, these are things that athletes can do a lot of, and they can get good at them. But the sled, maybe they don't have the right tools, maybe they don't have a sled, so it comes as a surprise to some people.
I've also been impressed with the ladies that are using that butterfly kip. As you mentioned earlier, it is more of an advanced technique. It takes a little bit of difficulty to master. Once they do it, it does help, and it did help Amy Mandelbaum to establish first place in this first heat of event number 2 here for the ladies masters competition. This is 45 to 49 age division. And we've just passed the 8-minute mark. Less than 60 seconds left until the 9-minute time cap. The time to beat established by Amy Mandelbaum, 5 minutes, 37 seconds.
One thing that's helping a lot of these athletes are the fans. The fans they brought, that sure keeps these athletes motivated.
And these ladies have garnered my respect in a lot of different areas. Obviously, their fitness level. You know that they've trained hard year-round to qualify to be here. They did have to qualify. These are the top 20 ladies in this age division from around the world based on the open competition, where they completed 5 different workouts over the course of 5 weeks. They've qualified to be here. Obviously, they've got an exceptional fitness level, but look at these ladies. They're doing pull-ups, they're doing handstand push-ups, they're using their body and moving it through a range of motion that is not easy by anybody's standard.
The best thing about watching these ladies, they're all normal per se women. I say that with quotation marks around each end of the word normal. They work, they have jobs, they have families, but while we're sleeping, they're at the gym working out.
Top 3 ladies from heat number 1, Amy Mandelbaum, coming on strong in that second portion of the sled pull. Really, that's where she established her lead and then maintained that throughout the pull-up portion of the workout. 5 minutes, 37 seconds. Now is the time to beat. We're going to see if the ladies from heat number 2 can best that. Heat number 2 of event number 2 of the Women's Masters competition here at the CrossFit Games is just about to get underway. These are the ladies that are in the age division of 45 to 49. There is your starting lineup for heat number 2. And there's some big names in the world of CrossFit Masters competition.
So let's look out for Lisa Mickelson and Barbara Sessa. Lisa Mickelson, first place in last year's CrossFit Games. We saw her in last event dominate. Barbara Sessa, another competitor. The difference in the two athletes, Barbara Sessa, 114 pounds, Lisa Mickelson, 140 pounds. So the bodyweight exercises are going to come easy to somebody like Lisa, or excuse me, like Barbara, but that sled drag, it's almost as heavy as she is, dragging it across that field. Lisa shouldn't have a problem with the sled, but we might see some issues with the handstand push-ups and the pull-ups.
This workout does have a title. It's called the push, drag, pull. 3 different movements. It's triplet. These ladies just heard the word go, and they are sliding under that wall, starting in on 30 handstand push-ups. They've got to go all the way from their head touching at the bottom to their arms being extended at the top. We're seeing different types of techniques used here, Miles.
Yeah, the kipping technique is a very common way to get those handstand push-ups up. The standards that these judges are looking for, the head makes contact with the floor, the elbows lock out with the heels in contact with the wall. So the kipping handstand push-up is a good way to build up energy from the hips to allow that push-up to be a little bit easier.
Right now, your current leader, Barbara Sessa, now has 25 reps completed, 27 reps completed, only has 2 or 3 more, and she will be done with the 30 handstand push-ups. She'll start in on the sled drag portion of the workout. She's got to grab those straps, take it all the way down the field of play, 90 pounds on the sled, and she's getting low. We haven't seen that technique yet.
It helps. Like I mentioned earlier, she's only 114 pounds. That's what her profile says. She's dragging that sled across the grass, and that is no easy task. That sled does weigh much less than she does, so she's working hard to keep that thing moving.
Barbara Sessa is your current leader right now, 90 pounds, and we're seeing that this is consistent through all of the age divisions. It's really the sled drag that's getting these ladies and taking its toll on their bodies.
Right, if you hadn't had a chance to work out with these before, these are very challenging to use, and oftentimes these athletes are using these on the asphalt or on the pavement or on the concrete, which makes things a little easier. So add the element of the grass in there, slows that sled down. Now we're in the heat of the day. They've also had one workout before this. There's some challenges involved. They're going to get down to the end, turn around, head back, and they also have some pull-ups to do, 30 of them.
Barbara Sessa is your current leader. However, several ladies are closing that gap and catching up to Barbara Sessa. Lane number 1, keep your eye on Kim Holway. with the yellow top and black shorts. She is now almost caught up to Barbara Sessa, and they are making a race out of it. These ladies, looks like Barbara Sessa, boy, she's taking a lot of breaks there, and she's taking those breaks, and it's costing her valuable time. Kim Holway just surges ahead now. Kim Holway just gained the lead over Barbara Sessa and will be the first one to drag that sled halfway down the field. Now she's got to turn around and come all the way back. This is Kim Holway in lane number 1. 90 pounds on the sled. And true to form, it really is that sled drag that's getting these ladies and making them hurt a little bit.
Yeah, they're looking forward to these pull-ups, actually, if that's something.
Right. Get me to the pull-up bar. Get me off this field with dragging the sled.
It's just grunt work. They're going to get down and they're going to move that any way they can. There's no real sure technique that's going to help. Staying low is a helpful tool, but get it to the other end any way they can.
Now also keep your eye on lane number 7, Ingrid Hurley. Looks like she is now passing Kim Holway. Ingrid Hurley with the yellow shorts and black top, dragging that 90 pounds down the field of play. And she hasn't stopped yet. She's not going super fast, but she's not stopping.
Ingrid Hurley, we got to watch out for her. She posted a max rep of pull-ups for 32 reps, unbroken.
Consistent, unbroken.
So let's see if she can actually get towards that number on this set.
Especially after doing 30 handstand push-ups and dragging 90 pounds down and back. We'll see if how many she can complete in one set or if she's going to break it up.
You know, this is workout 2, day 1. She's going to lay it on the line right now. She knows what she has to do. She knows that this is the last workout of the day. She gets to rest for the remaining part of this day. So we're going to see some good numbers out of Ingrid.
Ingrid Hurley surging ahead. The final 5 yards left on her sled pull, and she pulls that sled past the marker. Got to go just a couple more inches, listening to the judge there, and she's good to go. Going to grab a little bit of chalk and start in on 30 pull-ups. This is your current leader, Ingrid Hurley.
We can see both athletes here. Actually, Ingrid using the butterfly kip. Very fast technique, very efficient, a little bit more advanced. So you're not going to see that out of a lot of athletes.
So we have several ladies on the bar at the same time. Our current leader now, Ingrid Hurley at 13 reps. Right behind her, Lisa Mickelson, lane number 5 with 11 reps. So keep your eye on Lisa Mickelson, lane number 5, but also Barbara Sessa now, still dragging. She's still dragging the sled. She's not there yet. But Hurley and Mickelson, lanes 5 and 7. And Ingrid Hurley now 26, 27 reps down. Boy, she's gone fast on those pull-ups.
She's making short work of this. That's her job. She just did 25 pull-ups unbroken.
Ingrid Hurley, hats off to her. She is your current leader right now, closing in on the final portions of her 30 pull-ups. Ingrid Hurley in first place.
Will she beat that time? Fitzharris also max pull-ups over 30. We've got these athletes right there.
And she will not beat the time established in the first heat by Amy Mandelbaum. Amy had a time of 5 minutes and 37 seconds. Right now, Lisa Mickelson will cross that finish line. Unofficial time, 5 minutes and 51 seconds, followed closely by Ingrid Hurley. Looks like she had a little bit of an injury there right at the end. So Lisa Mickelson, 5 minutes, 51 seconds in first place for heat number 2, but is not the event leader. The event leader was established in heat number 1 by Amy Mandelbaum. The winning time, 5 minutes and 37 seconds.
These athletes have 6 workouts this week, so they know they may not do well on one, but that doesn't mean anything. They're going to take that out of their head, and they're going to attack these next workouts. Great utilization of the butterfly kip.
Yep, Lisa Mickelson in heat number 2 is your heat number 2 winner with an unofficial time, 5 minutes, 51 seconds. In second place for the heat, mind you, not for the event, but just for this heat, was Ingrid Hurley, 5 minutes and 56 seconds. Several more athletes finishing. We're seeing fast times in this heat, faster times collectively. However, the fastest time was set by Amy Mandelbaum in the first heat, 5 minutes and 37 seconds. Just past the 7-minute mark, there's a 9-minute cutoff. But however, These athletes, even if they don't finish this workout in their allotted 9 minutes, they will get credit for every rep they do complete. Ingrid Hurley and Lisa Nicholson give each other congratulations after completing the second event of the day. This is day number 1 of the Masters competition here at the 2013 Reebok CrossFit Games. The age division these ladies are competing in, 45 and 49 years old. And watch out for Amy Mandelbaum as she storms up the leaderboard. This event is definitely going to help her in the overall race. Lisa Mickelson came into event number 2 in first place. She did win Nancy earlier in the day. However, she will take 3rd place overall in this workout. So probably still enough to keep her at the top of the leaderboard.
Yep, they're looking for consistency. That's her goal. She doesn't have to win a workout. She doesn't have to win an event. She just has to do really well in all of them. And that's what we're looking for, to establish that fittest woman on earth in the 45 to 49 years.
And the fittest person obviously is somebody that's the most well-rounded. It's not enough to be able to come in and crush one workout and suck at 5 other workouts. You've got to come in and be consistent, show that your fitness is well-rounded, because you never know what life is going to pull out.
Right, exactly.
And I love that Lisa Mickelson goes over and starts cheering on other competitors. This is something that people in the world of CrossFit talk about quite a bit. It's that sense of community. Hey, I don't care what your time is. I care that you give this workout everything you've got. If you do that, you've earned my respect no matter what your plan is. And because these ladies are going through the same amount of pain, the same workouts, there is that sense of bonding, that sense of camaraderie.
That's what it's all about. They're all cheering her on. They know what she's going through. They've been there before.
Especially for our first place ladies. Fantastic job.
We are going to go down to the competition floor. We're standing by with the event winner, and we'll do that momentarily, but this is your leaderboard right now. This is for heat number 2, and this is the overall standing. So Lisa Mickelson in first place for heat number 2 of the push drag pull event. And we're gonna go down to the competition floor. We're standing by with our event number 2 winner.
Amy, how hard was the sled pull after Nancy?
It was a lot more difficult than I really anticipated it being. I mean, I kind of knew it was going to be one of those lactic endurance workouts where you just have to muscle through it. But when you hit the grass for the first time, you're like, holy cow. It's a lot more difficult than it is in the warm-up area. But you just find your way. You learn how to dig, you learn how to access the right muscles, and that's what got me through it, just leaning into the ground and going as fast as I possibly could without burning myself out. It wasn't that fast.
Good luck on the rest of the competition.
Thank you.
Back to you, Justin.
She says it wasn't that fast, but it sure seemed that way to me. Thank you, Shira. Congratulations, Amy Mandelbaum. That first place finish in event number 2 is going to bode well for her in the overall race. This is the Women's Masters competition here at the 2013